Welcome, everyone, to the second episode of the newest show on the Nerd Course podcast feed, Unstructured with YoungYoda. This is take 3 because the other 2 takes didn't get recorded. This week, I will be looking at one of the most trending stories on my Twitter newsfeed that may eventually get a mute attached to it. Anyways, this episode is called Alinity Battles Felines. One of the biggest stories that has yet to leave my Twitter newsfeed is that a Twitch streamer, Alinity Divine, throwing her cat and feeding it vodka like a mother bird regurgitates into its infant's maw. If all else, we can agree that part is gross. For those not familiar with the story, Josh Katzowitz from the Daily Dot gives a good synopsis in his article, Alinity Divine hasn't been punished for throwing her cat, and people are livid. People are livid, not liver, which I will read in detail starting now. Ever since Twitch star Alinity Divine live-streamed herself throwing her cat, much of the internet has flung its outrage at her and wondered why she hasn't been banned from the platform. Now an apparent screenshot of hers has been circulated on Reddit that reads, "Don't worry guys, I'm fine. I spoke to someone at Twitch today. I'm not getting banned, but people who have been harassing me might be." That apparent response made people livid, especially since there's an undercurrent around Alinity that says she's often able to skirt the Twitch terms of service and avoid punishment for a variety of potential violations. But on Twitter, Alinity said people are coming to her house to arrest her. Alinity said people are coming to her house to harass her, and that internet users are posting fake or old screenshots of her comments. On Sunday, she wrote, "Please stop coming to my house and asking my neighbors where I am. It's actually really scary." She followed that on Monday by writing, "Hate to interrupt a good witch hunt in full swing, but if you're using dubious screenshots that are old or fake, or whatever else, you're pretty mean-spirited." But I guess that's the point. Alinity did not respond to a Daily Dot request for comment about the screenshot and the at-home harassment. Twitch does not comment on individual users and the punishment they might or might not receive for platform violations. The controversy began last week when Alinity, who has nearly 900,000 Twitch followers, grew frustrated with her cat Milo as she was streaming Apex Legends. She then broadcast herself tossing Milo over her head. That led to Saskatoon, Canada, chapter of the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, say that 3 times fast, SPCA, to launch an investigation into her. PETA also tweeted its concern, along with star comedian Ricky Gervais. Nearly 24,000 people have since signed a Change.org petition asking Twitch to punish her, especially since she's also streamed herself in the past, letting her cat drink a tiny amount of vodka from her lips. In response, Alinity tweeted on Sunday, "I understand the concern and I am sorry for my lapses in judgment. I shouldn't have gotten frustrated with Milo, but I dropped it on the floor behind my chair. I'm not that strong. The vodka thing was well over a year ago, but it was also a stupid thing to do. I also understand the desire to report me to pet authorities and encourage anyone to do so if they feel pets are being mistreated by anyone, anywhere. My animals are well loved and live in a warm and caring home, and I will comply with any authority that seeks to validate this. I think a lot of people are doing this because they believe they're doing the right thing, so no salt. I don't pretend to be perfect, and I will always try to do better and improve myself." Late Monday night, she said she had contacted the SPCA so we can visit her cats at her home. Alinity also seems to be taking a break from Twitch. Usually takes only 1 day off per week, but as of this writing, she hasn't streamed in the past 4 days. Alright, so through this past 3 to 7 days, I endured the Twitter eruption into quarreling segments. Some calling for Alinity Divine's head to be removed and thrown into the abyss of irrelevance. For your information, I'm trademarking Abyss of Irrelevance and then selling it to Disney so they have a place to shelve New Mutants and Dark Phoenix. You're welcome, Disney. Others have come to her defense, saying that cats love being tossed, or they always land on their feet. Being as I had never been a cat owner, I decided to go scouring the internet in search of the much-needed answer of whether or not it was okay to hurl a cat like a beanbag at a professional cornhole tournament. Unfortunately, there wasn't a very obvious article that said, "No, you fucking idiot, that is not okay behavior." But the closest thing I found was PetMD's 8 things you should never do to your cat, with push your cat off the counter being one of them. And I quote, "Pushing or throwing your cat in frustration can harm them, both physically and in spirit. Always handle your cat with gentle care, and your cat is more likely to respond to your wishes." As far as the whole vodka regurgitation incident, I actually had a far easier time finding information about boozing up your feline companions. Caster.com even has one titled, "No, cats should never drink wine or beer for those who have a difficult time comprehending on the first read. The following quote sums it up. A cat's liver and kidneys, much like those of their owners, are hardworking and resilient organs. Among their normal functions, they are called upon to process and filter out toxins, aid in digestion, and facilitate waste disposal. What humans would consider a completely insignificant amount of alcohol, whether it's grain alcohol, wine, beer, or otherwise, can be a deadly danger to a fully grown adult cat, much less to an unsuspecting kitten. So, what have I learned so far from all of this? Number 1, cats should not be launched in the air like water balloons full of rage and catnip. And 2, cats hate to party. I guess the next question as a collective is, do we metaphorically launch Alinity Divine's career into the sun after good old tar and feathering? I can't personally give a definitive answer on that. From what I see, I don't necessarily agree with the animal abuser label weighed against her. Then again, I have not paid enough attention to her or her videos to know if she is a serial abuser or just ignorant of the basics of cat ownership. Should this mean that she shouldn't receive some repercussions for these instances? In my opinion, she is deserving of a ban from her streaming channel of some sort. However, an indefinite ban? Probably not. But this brings me to my next point, and that point is all about the decision or non-decision making of Twitch, who has been awfully silent on this matter. I think the big thing that I have to point out here is that Twitch, as a private company, has total authority over how it runs its business. And because of this, I believe Twitch internally has done a benefit-cost ratio on the matter. Alinity Divine's bad publicity is still publicity. The backlash they may receive doesn't compare to the revenue they believe they will make due to curious people coming to see the streamer that has been labeled, at this point in time, as pretty much a monster. And even though most of us may not see it as being ethical, Twitch is looking at what's best for their business, and that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. Not really, but moving on. If you look at the entertainment industry through the years, you'll see quite the trend. Look at the NFL, the WWE, the television and movie industry, etc. People beat their wives, performers die at young ages due to brain trauma, predators in powerful positions blacklist actors and actresses who refuse to sleep with them, as their behavior has been ignored for countless years. And it all gets forgotten or swept under the rug after a trophy is won, a movie becomes a blockbuster, or the like. What I'm saying is that entertainers don't get treated like the rest of society. They're catered to, given exorbitant salaries, and their bad behavior is generally ignored because they're making the rich people they work for richer. Now it's true, every Twitch viewer and streamer could take a stand and boycott the platform. Even for just a day, the amount of revenue Twitch would lose would be in at least the millions. This is totally a possibility, but an unlikely one to happen because Twitch is betting on people continuing to tune in to their favorite streamers, and for streamers to continue wanting to earn an income through having people watch them as they play video games or even just chat. And for the most part, in probably less than a month, this incident will be forgotten, just like every other negative event in the entertainment industry, and Alinity Divine will still be streaming. People want to be entertained, and more than anything, people want the celebrities they love to be good people, even if they aren't. It would be like me hearing about my favorite baseball player of all time, Fred McGriff, aka the Crime Dog, was the world's biggest cocaine trafficker. It would certainly crush me knowing that the man who hit baseballs was also hitting the 8 balls. I guess what I'm trying to say is be careful to who you throw your support at, and don't be closed off to their bad behavior because you like them. Now, for some housekeeping. You can find me on Twitter at randomgerm101, but I would much prefer you give a follow to at the _, which hosts this show and other great shows, such as the Ladies of Nerdcores, the Impaired Files, and the Nerdy Chicano Show. And also follow us on Instagram at the Nerdcores. If you would like to get this episode early or even get some extra goodies, be sure to sign up on Patreon at www.patreon.com/thenerdcores. With tiers starting as low as $1, you can help support this show and all the other shows in the upgrading equipment and possibly even getting us to at least the San Diego Comic-Con parking lot. That's what we're aiming for the beginning, and eventually we'll make our way into the building. Maybe one day. Be sure to follow our executive producers, Grayson Barker, a.k.a. at Warlord Hitman 98 on Twitter. Follow our friend Journey at IceMocha_Journ, Journ, on Twitter also. And last but not least, our friend Shane at twitch.tv/SRRKK, or follow his Twitter at SRRKKTwitch. If you'd like to hear more from me, you can find me on the Nerdcores and the Gamercores as co-host throughout the week. Again, thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Have a great and safe night, and don't throw your cat on or off a hot tin roof. Young Yoda out.